Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell where you will see more great videos like this. So today we are looking at creating a barn conversion. This is a job that I've done a little while back. The architect, builder, all he wanted was this kind of view, an external view, so there's nothing really done on the inside. I'll just show you. All the framework is done. They're oak builders, so let's just show you if I can find the roof. So we've done all this. We've even done, where are we, roof joists, we've done all that. The floor is there, so you can see we've done all the joists, the oak beams. We just put it in that view and then you can see, hopefully see everything of the material. We just use one material which is on the oak. For some reason it's not wanting to show you. So let's just go back into render and EV. I've used a HDR background. For the lighting, you can see all the oak, the trusses that we've used. I'm going to go through all that. The wall at the bottom, but as you can see there's no wall partitions or anything like that. As I say, all they wanted was the framework that you can show the client and the fancy external views, which is what they got. So let's start with the floor. So what I normally do is I don't get like full-on proper drawings. I normally end up just with a sketch, a fag packet sketch if you like. So what I normally do is I'll start with the base. I normally start with a cube. So the base, we're going 14 meters on the Y, 0.05 thickness and 6 meters. So that's our base. Next thing we do is I normally just chuck in the supports, the oak supports. So we've got like 5 on each side, and they are, so we're chucking another cube. So Z is 3.9 and these are 150, the 0.15. So I do everything in meters and centimeters, and I'll probably mix up millimeters in there somewhere. So then we just bring it up. I normally just chuck on vertex snap in, and then I can just sort of bring it over, always in the far corners, G on the Y, so we can just snap it in the corner. We want to snap it in, so we want to duplicate. Tell you what I also do, because there's so much oak involved, I'll get the first one and then I'll just add the material straight away, because then it's all duplicated. So we're just going to add an image texture, and I've got one called oak. I just call it oak. It's the only one that I use for this particular customer, and it's just raw oak, that one there. So you can see raw oak. So that's not snapped in the corner there, is it? So G on the Y. Why don't you? Okay, let's snap to edge. Why not snap into G on the X? Once we get this first one in place, G on the Z. There we go. All we got to do then is just simply G on the X, so we can shift D on the X and snap it into place. Select both of those, shift D on the Y, like so. I'll just turn snapping off, and then we want to shift. Yeah, we've got those two selected. So we basically want shift D on the Y in the center, shift D on the Y, shift D on the Y. So there's our main supports. So these are 3.9. These go all the way up to the roof there. Okay. What we need now, just going to bring those two over. So we can chuck in the wall. The wall is 7 0.5 half a meter high. So shift A, we're going to create a new cube and just bring it on over. And then here we want 0.2, and basically we want it to fit in between the covering the walls. So the height, which is the Z, is 0.5. Again, turn on your snap in, but to edge. G on the Z. G on the X. Let's just take it up, G on the Z. Like so. And then we can just extend it like so. Okay, and then we can do, because here's going to be the doors, so again, add the material. It just saves a lot of time later. Image. I got one just called bricks. So go to our material. Material bricks or brick. Open. So we'll just go into our shader editor, and then on here I just do a Control T, and that gives us the mapping so we can scale it. Oh, what's going on? The computer is like really slow today. Oh. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to rotate it on the X. So we want to rotate it by 90. Maybe that's not the one. No. There we go. And now we need to scale it. So say 5, say 10, and 5. Let's just scooch on in there. We need to adjust maybe 8. . 4. I just need to bring that down to 6. And then bring that up. Maybe bring that up. No. 2, 3, 5, 10. And 5, no, 10 and 3. 10 and 3. Okay. And then all we got to do is shift, duplicate that on the Y. And just extend that to your model there. Let's just switch that off a bit, because we need to move that. Scale it on up. Like so. This one we need to rescale to maybe keep it at 3, but 12, 15. Okay. Okay, we'll check all that in a bit. We need to bring the bricks on round. So round this side, we need to shift, duplicate on the X, rotate Z 90, and then bring that on over, so G on the Y. And then just scale that on up, like so. Okay, again, just check out the bricks. Get that scale correct. On the other side, there's also a door here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to duplicate these, shift D on the X, so they're in place. And then round the other side, I mean, we've got doors and windows, so we're just going to just duplicate, shift D on the Y until we ready to split that. G on the Y, let's just bring that up there. Right, so next thing is we need to bring in some more support. So we're just gonna select that one, shift duplicate on the X. Let's just turn that off, and we need to just bring that down to 0.15 and X. We'll just bring that over like so. So we need those on, shift D on the Y here, shift D on the Y. This is a little bit, it does get a little bit monotonous, not gonna lie. But you know, the end result and the pay packet is well worth it. But I just thought I'd show you how this sort of thing is done. You know, you may find a job doing this type of thing. So now I think I did have the measurements for how high up this is, but I will sort that out in a bit. So with that in mind, we've also got to put in these two great big, so shift D on the Z, we want to rotate 90, rotate Z 90, bringing it on over. Let's just bring it up a smidge. And that's got to be the full length. That's, as I say, 14 meters. And then shift D to the X. Okay. And then up the top is, we've got some roof. And these are shift, oh actually we just use those, shift D on the Z. So these, he wanted these, I think it's 35 degrees. So on the Y, yeah, 35. So on the Y, we're 35, right, so these are a little bit bigger, thicker. So on the Z, I think these were 0.2, I want to say. Something like that. And just need to bring that down. So we need one on every support pad or every support post there. So shift D on the Y, shift D on the Y, shift D on the Y, shift D on the Y. And then what you can do, I suppose what we should have done, is what I normally do is just take one of these, shift D, rotate Y 90. So we've got our center post here. And that's actually not that bad. So we're just going to narrow that down, just see where the actual, no, that's actually pretty good. So what we could do is just select all these, tab. All we need is number 3 to select the end faces, because we're just going to bring them on up. Where's that? There we go. And then just bring them on up. Sort of there. And then shift D, Z 180. Why didn't I do anything? Shift D, R, Z 180. Oh, there we go. And then bringing them on over like so. We can sort all these little bits out. We just need to make sure that it's all central first. So you can see how we're going on these, and also on here. I think these were actually a little bit thicker. I think maybe these were 0.2 on the Y, 0.2, 0.2, 0.2 on the Y. Okay, and then we had, so what we've got here is like paneling. So what I'm going to do is just take that, shift duplicate on the X. We're just going to make that to the same width as here. And we're just going to narrow that down. I'm just going to make that thinner, like so. And I think these types of things are 0.1. I want to say. Maybe the thickness is 0.025. And then, oh, that looks way too small. 100 mil. Let's say, no, it can only be 100 mil. So we have those on here, and we're just going to do an array on those. So just go into add modifier, and then array, and then we want it on the Z. We want one. What is that? Oh, we want a minus. We want a minus one to come down. So we also want to rotate those and then bring that back in because it's like an overlap. So if we do less than -1, say like that, and then bring those out like that, I want to say. Let's just see how that goes. We just need to bring that all the way down to where the wall meets. So we're obviously going to adjust that like so. Are they overlapping? Doesn't look that great. So I think maybe we need to rotate it a little bit more, and then just bring that back. There we go, that's better. Just bring it back a little bit more like so. So there's our paneling. Just extend those a little bit, and then you do those. So we'll shift D on the Y for over here, and then we can just make that smaller so it fits. Like so. And then we can shift D on the X, bring them over. We just need to rotate Z 180. Rotate Z 180. So there's your panels for these sides. Okay. So that's where we're going to finish for today. We're just going to get those sides done, and that's that for now. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you are, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give us a notification. Hit that notification bell. In part 2, we'll carry on. We'll get the sides done, get the roof done, get the floors, put the floors in, the windows, doors, and everything else. And then once the external's done, we'll get walls in, partition everything off, get some little bit of furniture in, because I want to get some good. So the contractor is like really happy with the renders, the external renders, and is not interested about the internal. So anything internal is a project that I'm doing. So I just want to do internal renders, get those on my website and everything else, just to sort of say, you know, this is what we can do as well, not just external. So yeah, I hope you liked the video, and we'll catch you on the next one. Okay, ta-da for now.